I have everyone's consent to record today. Let me mute everybody. Let me mute everyone right now. And then if you just go ahead and unmute yourself when I come to you or you want to talk. So welcome everybody. This is February's workshop. I'm going to be doing one a month. I'm so excited. I think the best part about the workshops is that my students can participate in them, and it's like a little reunion because it's not one class. You have all my students from the beginning. For example, we have we have Penny, we have Faith, we have Cindy, we have Hope. They're from the very beginning of my journey. We have Charlie. She's new, but I feel like I've known her forever in my soul. You have Adriana. Adriana's the baby right now. Adriana's the baby, right? But Adriana's right now, I see her every day, and she's out. And so I see you guys, and I get to know you by your energy and by your comments. And although I might not comment on Charlie, I saw you a while before we even talked. Because you would like things and you were in the mediumship development support group, and I saw you interacting and talking. So I do see that because I get a notification when anybody posts anything, but I don't respond all the time. Plus, as Cindy knows, I'm always constantly going so fast. I'm like misspelling things. I'm trying to work on that. My son's like, Mom, did you ever hear of Grammarly? So he put Grammarly on my computer, but Grammarly is not on my phone. So when you, I was like, can you have it on mobile? But Charlie, you actually are motivating me to write. I am going to do on Amazon, I'm going to begin with a how to keep up with your spiritual hygiene. I'm going to do a how to follow through with your chakra prescription. So I'm going to begin with these things, and then I'm going to begin my book. It's hard to find a ghostwriter, guys. It's $10,000. I've looked into it, Charlie, and I was like, I can't, there's no way. So I told Spirit, guide me another way.
You may find somebody who wants to go down a spiritual journey who would do that in exchange. Just keep putting it out there. Something will come.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm ready. I have the books in my mind. Like I have a beginner's book, an intermediate book, and an advanced book. And I have the book of my life.
That's the one.
That's the one. That's the one I feel like God is like, put it out there.
Yeah.
Talk about you living in a car. Talk about you being in the corner while there's shooting going on, trying to get your brother out of that corner. Talk about how when you were pregnant, all you had to eat was the wick. You know, over here they give you help, wick. All I had was the eggs that I would get and the juicy juice. And that's what my oldest daughter was. That's what she was, only 5 pounds. There's a lot that I went through. I can hear you now, Charlie. What?
Whatever you get together, just get it together. Let me know, and you can set it. I have no problem helping you set it up. None whatsoever.
Really, Charlie? Then
I did that like 6 months ago.
You did a book, right?
Yeah, 2.
What are your books about again? I remember that.
It's all about like spiritual awakening for someone who's new, who just woke up, who is like, okay, I'm awake, now what? And it's kind of just getting your feet wet, going in that direction of what to do. There's a lot of resources because for me, I feel like you shouldn't have to spend $50,000 in order to get where you are at. And I think that if people have it in their hands, it's a good place for them to start. That was what I was led to do. And a lot of it makes me sound really intelligent, really smart. And a lot of it did not come from me.
Sure.
It was definitely a divine thing. So.
Well, give me the link. Definitely give me the link to the book. I would love to share that, especially because the subject of the month is beginners.
Okay.
So it would be a good time to share that right now. Next month, the subject of the month is going to be intermediate.
Okay.
And then the next month is going to be advanced. So where are we? What do we talk about? Some of my videos, I'm repeating things such as spiritual hygiene. For beginners, this is the key right here. It'd be good if beginners took this workshop right here. Because to be in the beginning phase, you have to raise your frequency. Key. It doesn't matter how you do it, whether it's Reiki, grounding, shielding, aura mist, crystals, it doesn't matter. it's bringing your frequency up high. Okay, so we're gonna go over a couple of things, and I wanted to make it different. I wanted to make it interesting. Of course, as you guys know, I am gonna channel because I always channel when I teach. So we can shift gears here at any moment. I open up my aura and I begin to teach. And if they want to give something different, I'm gonna give it to you guys. So make sure that you have your pen and you have a journal. Because I thought of doing a PowerPoint, but I decided not to because I want you guys to write it down. I want you guys to write it down so that it's in your mind a bit more, and you guys can create your own, because again, that's the key, okay? So the first thing we want to talk about with spiritual hygiene is, how is it effective? How does it work, okay? What exactly happens that creates energy that needs to be cleared, okay? Or perhaps maintained. Let's say maintained, okay? Because there's just so many things that can happen. Sorry, I'm just putting my binder here. So the first thing that we want to talk about is our chakras. But if we're talking about our chakras, we want to talk about our aura, because our aura is part of our chakras, and our chakras is part of our aura. Now, we can go into the colors of the chakras, because as we know, each chakra is associated with a color, right? There's 7 main ones. The first one is the root. It is red. It's by your pelvic area. The first one is. The second one is below your belly button, which is your sacral. It's the color orange. Then the third one is by your stomach area, which is your solar plexus, and that's associated color yellow. Then we have the heart. Some people like pink, some people like emerald green. It's located obviously in the heart center. Then we have the throat chakra, which is a turquoise color or a light blue color, associated with obviously communication, which is really important for us as healers, or anybody, period, right? Then you have your third eye, which is the color indigo. And then you have your crown, which is the color purple, or sometimes white, golden white. Depends on how you see it. There's no permanent color, guys. You see it how you see it. And I think that that's the key with you developing, is be you. Just because somebody said, hey, the crown is purple, doesn't mean that you got to see it purple. Maybe yours is white and gold. Maybe that's the color you're going to see yours. Please don't be stuck in this box, because that's what the spiritual journey is about, isn't it, guys? It's about being who we came here to be, not who the world says we should be. Because if that was the case, I probably would have been a drug addict, and I probably would have been in jail. Let's keep it real. You're talking to somebody that lived the streets of Chicago. And when I tell you I live the streets, I live the streets. So I am a testimony that your intention will bring you to where you need to be who you came here to be. Okay? Not who the world says you should be. Because if that was the case, then I would have been probably dead or in jail or a drug addict, right? If I would have allowed my life to define me. But I chose not to, and I was raised with faith. And I didn't have a lot of money, but I had faith, and that made me rich. And even through my times, I held on to the intent of the faith and the light. So we're going back to intent. Intent is everything. You intend something, you give life to it, and it exists. Okay? When I say that I've been through a lot, I've been through hunger, I've been through near-death experiences. I've gotten chased in a car by other gang members with guns. Okay, this is real. With a pregnant woman in the car. I have held guns. I've stopped people from killing themselves. I've stopped others from killing others. Seeing things in my life that I never thought that I would experience. Literally hearing somebody get, hurt in a way that I could still hear it in my mind. It's things that don't leave you. Being a little girl at the age of 5 or 6 and running out of my house because my dad's beating my mom, and going to the first thing that I see open up the block in my PJs without shoes, a bar, and bringing a drunk guy back to help my mom, which made it worse. So if we think about those things and think about who I am today, no one would ever know that, because I held on to faith. Spiritual hygiene is faith. Let's start with the fact that our chakra system exists, but the most important thing that we have is that universal energy. And that universal energy exists within us, that God in us. Everybody has that God in us. So the first thing that we should do every day is wash over our body with diamond crystal translucent light. That's the first tool I'm going to give you. It's free. It's within you. And you visualize it as above, so below, coming in through your crown. And literally, like if you're under a shower, it's just washing over you, okay? But what you're going to do as this is happening, guys, is you're going to tap in with your clairs. Now, if you're not a person that can see clairvoyantly, then just know, feel it, or just know that as the white light is coming down your body and scanning your body, if it stays somewhere, you should be seeing the white light come over your body evenly, but there's gonna be a point where you see like slime or tar, shall I say. That's where you really have to transmute that energy, okay? And how you can do that is the violet flame. Okay, the violet flame is amazing for transmutation. It's amazing. I've used this since the beginning of time. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna create a spiritual violet flame bucket through this whole workshop. There's gonna be a violet flame bucket below us. We're sitting on top of it. It's below us. So through this workshop, I'm gonna intend that violet flame, like a vacuum, is sucking up everything that we're not needing, okay? Misplaced energy, displaced energy, soul fragments that are not ours, sending them back to who they belong to, okay? And calling back our soul fragments, all right? So you continue to move forward with your scanning of the body. In a position where you see that it's stagnant or anything going on, bring in the violet flame. Use the violet flame and visualize it going through that dark spot until it is nice and clear and that white light can pass through it. Okay? So you're going to keep going down, 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 all the way out your feet. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. We're going to do that right now. So I want everybody to push out your soul light. I like to call it your soul light because it sounds so beautiful. So it's the light within us, and we're going to push it out from our heart center. Okay? We're going to push it out, and we're going to fill the room that we're in with this light. Above us, below us, around us, behind us, in front of us. I'm going to give you a moment to do that. I'm going to send energy, so I'm going to come off video. Fill the room that you're in. Okay, good. Now remember, the violet flame is below you. So we're getting transmuted, and through this workshop, you guys will feel shift in energy. So part of the workshop is actually going to be a clearing through the whole thing for us today. So you're going to be pretty charged up by the time we're done, but that's the point, to put this in action. I want you guys to ask light beings, beautiful light beings above you. So you're going to visualize this white light about 2 inches above your crown. And you're going to ask them to bring that beautiful white translucent light to be with you. And start feeling it come down, inviting your helpers, your guides, and your ancestors. And as it's coming down, you're going to scan your body slowly. We're going to use the symbology of the chakras as we're coming down. So you want to make sure that that white light slowly melds with the color of that chakra, turns it white. If you feel that you cannot feel that white light coming down and you cannot visualize it, that's an area that possibly needs a bit of clearing there. So you're going to call on the violet flame to assist you with the transmutation of that area. This white light is so beautiful and so glittering. It's like diamonds. You might feel emotional. Take your time with this. If you feel that you're kind of stuck in an area, I want you to call on Archangel Michael to come with his sapphire sword and cut any cords that you have with the space of attachment that is not serving a purpose for you. It's displaced energy, misplaced energy. It's time to evict this energy that's been taking up space and not paying rent. Let it go. These spaces feel dense. They feel slimy. Feels like density. You don't need to know what it is. If you are understanding what this pain is or what this density is, remember, shed love upon it. The violet flame will transmute it automatically. So when that violet flame comes in, just watch it kind of merge and meld with the white diamond light until it's fully white. And that's when you know you can move on and move forward. Good. Giving you guys one more minute to finish up. And again, we're working within the aura. The aura begins about an inch around your body, and there's 7 layers within that aura. Clearing it up right now. Slowly come back. Slowly come back when you're ready. Yay! Allowing others to finish up. Don't rush, just finish up. Penny, slowly come back. Finish up. Just want to make sure you're not in trance. Okay, good job. Yay! Okay, I'm going to unmute everybody. Brilliant. So, wait. Okay, there we go. Hope, what was your experience? First off, when I come to you, I want you to tell me if you've ever done something similar to this, if you've ever used the violet flame at all, and then tell me what your experience was.
Nope, I've never done this before, not that I can remember, and I haven't used the violet flame either. This is my first time. I probably used it like a long time ago, but not like this. I barely used it, but I am going to start using it. So
amazing. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Sorry, my throat's messed up now because I had stuff going on there. I could tell. So when it first started to come in, I saw the white diamond lights, and I know my crown needed to, I know it needed to be worked because I've been getting really bad headaches lately for like a month now. Right, and I also think I'm vitamin D deficient too. That just popped in. It's weird, but not that it's weird, but it's good.
Right.
And then the third eye, I can tell I used the violet flame on that. And then once I got to my throat, like I was stuck there. Like when you're saying to come back, I'm like, oh no. Like I feel like I know that needs to be worked on because I was like stuck there and it felt like, you know, like you swallowed, I don't know, like when you swallow food and it gets stuck and it gets swollen here. That's why I felt like what was going on. And I did the violet flame. I called on Archangel Michael to help put forth, but I feel like I still need to work on that area. And then down to the heart. I felt like that one was a little more smoother, but then I do feel like almost like there was a little heaviness there, which makes sense from what I've been going through the past month. So, and then down to the solar plexus, I feel like it was a lot smoother than the sacral and the root. But I know like these two areas, like these three areas, I probably need to work on. Like, I still feel like it's clogged, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool.
And I think that when, you know, what we're doing and what we'll be doing in this workshop is, you know, we'll be checking in. We'll be checking in with ourselves. Okay. And this is something that we have the ability to do, and it's free. You need to buy nothing on Amazon.
Right, yeah.
Right? You don't need to buy anything on Amazon. So you have
it's not in my cart. Right.
You could do it in your bed before you get up. You could do it in your car before you enter work. You could do it in the shower. You could do it wherever you want to do it, and it's free.
Yeah, no, I like this. This is really cool. So my question is, so let's say if we're giving a reading and like their chakras come up, could we do the same thing for someone else?
So that's awesome, because that leads me to the next exercise that I'm going to
show. I'm sorry. Okay.
That's so cool. Guys, we're gonna do a couple more things.
Okay, cool.
A lot of cool things, a lot of exercises. So I'm gonna show you how you would pull energy than from someone else? How would you clear the energy, okay, from another person in their aura? All right, and then we're gonna talk about soul fragments. Penny, thank you, Hope. Penny?
You want me to talk about what I experienced?
Yes. Have you ever used the violet flame? Or you?
I have never used the violet flame. I've heard of it, but I've never used it. But I have cleared, done the white light, bubble in the white light. It was funny because when I've never heard it talked about, like the diamond, the glittering diamonds, but when I was picturing it, I could just feel my whole head was just buzzing like crazy, like it was there. It was awesome. And then the throat chakra, I know that's something I work on daily. I like the blues, but the last week even I felt like a knot in my throat, and I've been working on that, trying to do the blues and all that, and then the root chakras kind of clogged me up a little bit. And I understand why though, and those are ones that I have to work on.
Beautiful.
So, but learning the violet flame, that was pretty awesome because I could feel it, and it was just strong. That was amazing. Yes, it's very strong.
And it's
very strong.
It's free.
It's awesome. That was awesome.
I used to use it so much, and I was thinking, what have I not covered? What have I not talked to students about? And this is one of the things I used it at my house, and I'm gonna show you how to use it in your home. This is so cool, so cool, so cool. Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Faith. What's your experience?
I've never used the violet flame before either. But for me, I felt like I would see the diamond color come in, and in different chakras, it was, in one chakra, it looked like a chunky bunch of diamonds on a disc, spinning. And then for my heart chakra, it was just one great big diamond. Where I started to notice that I didn't see as much white light was in my sacral and my root. My solar plexus was somewhat dim as well, and I had trouble visualizing that violet flame. I was just telling myself, just allow it and trust.
Boy, I know you speak, you don't smell.
But I did notice that my lower chakras seem to be, as we've experienced in the past as well, a little bit thick and dense, and even muddy, kind of mucky.
Good. Beautiful.
So I plan to use it again.
Yes, I'm telling you guys, I visualize it as a bucket. I tell the kids, throw whatever in there, visualize it, the light, and the kids really like this. This is something really cool for the kids. The kids really, really, truly, they really embrace it because they're like, oh yeah, the violet flame, wow. And then, even though they don't realize it brings a sense of calm. Maria, it'd be something cool for the girls, to have like a little angel bucket in the room. So when they get mad at each other or something, throw it in there and just wash over themselves with the water. Like give them a symbology, and it's really effective. It's awesome. How about you, Charlie?
I've done the violet flame. The shaman that mentored me showed me it. And it's funny because the sacred geometry that goes along with the violet flame is a diamond. And he had told me when you heat up a stone long enough, it turns into a diamond. And when you're saying this, I'm like, she doesn't even know this part. And that's so cool. Yeah. Yeah. And there's like, so for me, it's funny because you can see I'm totally working on third eye, right? But I'm totally garbed up in pink. And as I'm doing this, it's like the pink, the higher heart chakra. It's just like sitting there, and I'm like, oh crap! No wonder I'm wearing so much.
You didn't even know.
So yeah, but yeah, excellent. I love it. Very cool. Very cool. And it's been a long time since I've done it. I'd like to lie and be like, oh yeah, I do it all the time, but no, it's been a while since I've done it. So it's definitely good to reboot and rethink, former practices and bring them back because we forget.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I said, okay, I talk about the basic things all the time. I want to give this workshop something different. What did I use? What was something that I, used? So that was one. So thank you for that. Adriana, how was your experience?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I have the headphones and I'm actually getting ready for a baby shower and for a doctor's appointment, which is why no one can see me.
That's okay. Were you able to do the exercise? I'm glad you're listening.
I was able to do it, but like you said, since I'm the baby of the group, this is all new to me.
That's
yeah,
okay.
it's totally new to me and I don't know, what to expect out of everything. But coming from, accepting the little abilities that I do have, the only thing I really see, which, I need more help on is I just kind of see more like crystals, white.
Okay. I like that. That's beautiful. And again,
So,
like I said in the beginning, make it yours, whatever works for you. And I think try to work on with the violet flame this week and let me know how it goes for you.
okay. Yeah, I need a lot of help and a lot of work. Again, this is all new to me.
Sure.
So,
It's so much fun though. It's so much fun. It seems intimidating, girl, but when you start feeling good, you're like, I want to stay here.
Yeah.
I didn't know this place existed.
I'm listening to everyone and I'm like, wow, how is it that they're able to know and feel all this stuff? But again, you guys are more experienced than I am, and I've just, I've seen a couple of things when I was a lot younger, but just never paid attention to it. And now that I've started accepting, well, I have a lot of learning to do.
And that's okay. That's all right. Because your soul is ready. I feel it. Your soul is ready. The way you've been participating, the way I see you, you're paying attention, you're excited. You're on a spiritual high.
You know what? That is so true because I've bought so many stuff, especially from Maria. I told Maria she's going to make me go broke, but it's okay because, I'm in the learning process. In the beginning, it was hard for me, headaches, depression.
That's normally the case. I remember Hope when I met Hope in Reiki, if you don't mind me sharing, Hope. I remember her saying that she took the Reiki class because she had anxiety. And that's why she started Reiki. Look at her now. She's a certified medium. So you can start that process for yourself, to feel better, to feel empowered, to feel yourself again. Because when you're feeling that way, a lot of times it's because you are a spiritual being walking around your aura wide open and you're detached from your thoughts, your emotions, from who you are. Who wouldn't get depressed walking around like somebody you're not? And you don't even know that's what's happening. So I'm happy you're here. I'm excited. And you'll get the recording if you have to leave in the middle of it, okay? I think she hung up. All right, brilliant. Let's see, who else? Cindy, how was it?
I liked it. I'm passionate about spiritual hygiene. I've seen what can happen to people who don't use it regularly, so I do use it regularly. In fact, probably every day. And when I was in the corporate world, I actually would go into a meeting room and open my chakras, clear them, and close back up before I go to the next wild and wonderful meeting. But I've never used the violet flame before, and I found that really interesting because the energy came in so strong that I actually had to pick up a quartz and to manage it. And the funny thing was, when I put the quartz down, my spirit junkie cat would not get off it, and I'm trying to get it back from her, and she's like smacking at me. I'm like, fine, just take the energy down. I know, she's over here. She's so funny because every time we're in class or we're doing spiritual work, she has to, she will bash on the door till she gets in, and then she's right here. But yeah, here you go.
That's so cute. It's nice to see how animals gravitate around my students when we're doing work. Some of
I
them literally
know.
come across the screen and keep going across the screen, and the
I
students are whatever,
know.
I'm just gonna let them. They feel
And
it.
I'm surprised you can't hear her purring, because she will purr the whole time we ever have any sessions or I'm doing readings. She's just like, I know. I'm going to make her a Spirit Junkie t-shirt, I think.
Oh, you should. And give me a picture. She's our little mascot.
I know. So
Nice.
I really liked it. So I do want to spend some more time learning about the violet flame. I mean, I've certainly heard about it. I've just never used it. I have other ways that I use, but it's all about, keeping on growing
Mhm.
and learning.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited. All right, very good. Maria.
So I've seen the violet flame before in my third eye, but I've never used it in this way. So it was nice when I visualized the crystal water or whatever just like flowing over me, because I really got to see where it stopped or where it just felt stuck. I did feel it in my throat, but more in the back. And I've been getting a lot of headaches and weird neck feelings starting at the back. And so that's where it stayed for a while, and then it cleared up, kept going. It was like a faucet that was stuck, and then when it cleared, everything was able to go down. I felt my solar plexus as well, but it felt like, when you have the chakras are circle, the diamond water was like going around it, leaving that circle. It couldn't go through it. So that's when I asked Archangel Michael to come in, and he did something. Instead of cutting the cord, he pulled out the roots of something.
Mm.
And then healed it with the violet flame, and then again, everything was able to go down. So I really like this a lot.
Yay! Spirit never fails us, huh? Spirit never fails us when they come in and they want to teach. They're excited. I like teaching this way. It's actually really hard for me because I am writing and writing and writing and writing, and I want to have an outline. It just doesn't work for me that way. I don't. That's not. It's just
because not everyone is supposed to hear the same thing. It's supposed to be different for everyone here.
It's so interesting, Maria, and it's interesting, guys, because I want you guys to. I say it because I want you guys to teach that way as well. I want you guys to teach that way as well. So I want to lead by example. And this is a harder way for my human self to teach, because it's coming to me and from my subconscious mind, I'm trying to write it down because I'm walking you guys through an exercise that I just received. And I'm trying to write it down. But the fact that I record it, I can go back, right? But I never do because I'm not somebody to sit and listen. I just listen. I have ADD. But it's beautiful to go back, and it's beautiful to see the results with you guys. It's like, oh my God, right? So that's beautiful. So what we've learned thus far right now is how to work within the aura and how to connect with that with the white light within us and above us, to become one with it and to scan our body, to call in the violet flame and transmute the things that are stagnant, displaced energy, or just that are not serving a purpose. Okay, but now this is going to get really powerful right now. We're going to do a releasing of frequency that is not yours to keep or your clients to keep. But how do we do that without staying with it? How do we do that without staying with that energy? Because we're going to be doing it with the violet flame breath. Okay, so this is very powerful because you're going to pull that energy. Literally, you're going to call on your allies. Now, if you're a shaman, call on your shaman allies. If you're not a shaman, call on your ancestors to be with you. So you have them standing behind you. Okay, I really want you to work with that frequency of your ancestors. You don't have to be a shaman. So with the second exercise for the aura, and again, we're focusing on the aura here first, because the aura has to be, the aura is where all the disconnects in our chakras begin. That's why we're working in the aura right now. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to do this for each other. So I'm going to assign you a person, and I'm going to walk you through how exercise number 2, which is called the violet flame breath clearing. The violet flame breath clear. Well, let's call it the violet flame breath releasing, or releasement. Sorry, the violet flame breath releasement. Okay. Maria, this is going to be a little bit like the releasement, the shaman releasement, except we're not using the shaman animals to do it. We're going to use the violet flame to do it. Okay. Me and Maria, we did the shaman class together, so it's so cool, like to see how that we're implementing that in what we're doing. So what we're going to do, see, I'm going to assign, let's see, Charlie, you're going to do Hope. Hope, you're going to do Charlie. Let's see, Cindy, you're going to do Faith. Faith, you're going to do Cindy. And Penny, who's in the 864 number, please?
Diane Pearson.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
I'm so sorry, I didn't even ask you how your exercise was.
That's okay.
I apologize. Can you share that with us? Because you're just as important as everybody else. I don't know why I just missed the number, because I don't see your face. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just got up, so yeah, I didn't want to put my face on.
That's okay. You don't have to.
Usually I sleep in on Saturday. So yeah, so I got kind of stuck with the throat a little bit, but I called in Archangel Michael, and so he finished clearing me. But yeah, it was really heavy in the heart, and he cut some cords that, you know, that no longer served me, that I've been hanging on to, some past traumas and hurts and stuff. So but anyway, I'd never done it before, so yeah, it felt good. I cried.
Good. Oh, yay. I'm not happy you cried, but I'm happy you cried. That means it's a releasement. I like to make people cry in a good way.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. So, Adriana, I know that you're going to be leaving. So, you know, if you want to do this for yourself, you can, just in case you have to leave in the middle of the exercise, okay?
Okay.
Okay, brilliant. So I think everybody's paired up then. So we're going to do Charlie to Hope, Hope to Charlie, Cindy to Faith, Faith to Cindy, Penny to Diane, and Diane to Penny. Maria, you want to just sit out with me on this one, or you could do it for yourself. Or if you want to do it for somebody that you know needs it, you can as well, Maria, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to push out our soul light again. But this time, we're going to push out our soul light to surround the person that we're going to be using the violet flame breath releasement exercise for. Charlie, you're smiling. You know I'm getting to this, right? Trans healing. Hope you know, trans healing, Maria, Hope. So it's a merging of the violet flame with trans healing. So this is going to be really cool here, okay? So you're going to push out your aura, and you're going to visualize the person that you're doing the healing for in front of you, laying on a massage table or a Reiki table. So it's the same thing. And you're going to be standing over them. So you're going to visualize this. And even if you are not at the point where you can see, you can just say it. I am standing over this individual. Okay. And then you're going to scan their body. So you're going to see their body as translucent or white. And on the in-breath, okay, you're going to visualize that on every in-breath, you're going, for example, I inhale and I'm bringing the violet flame from the crown to the neck. Stop. If you see any white spots in that space that you've brought the violet flame to, you need to take a breath in and pull that white, those white spots in to you. Hold the breath and then back out, visualizing the nearest body of water in your area, wherever you live. And on the out breath, release it. So on the in breath, you're going to pull it, and it might take a couple breaths in until you don't see the white spots. You want to clear up those white spots fully and push it back out to the nearest body of water, because it's a conduit and it's going to take it and transmute it. And then after you clear it, continue to move down. So it's going to be from the crown to the neck. From the shoulders to the heart center. Give you guys a couple minutes to work on those areas. Remember, you're breathing it in and you're releasing it. As you're scanning with the violet flame, it's already transmuting things, but you're assisting the frequency of fear, of selfishness, of unforgiveness to be released from this person's aura. And you're pulling it and then releasing it into the nearest body of water, because the violet flame started the transmutation already.
Hey, I'm sorry for interrupting. Can you, so we breathe in the colors, I'm sorry, the spots, and we transmute it with the purple flame, correct? The violet?
You're going to scan the body with the violet flame.
Okay.
And then when you see spots, you're going to breathe it in to pull it out.
Okay.
And then on the out breath, you're going to visualize going into the nearest body of water in your area. So you're releasing it to the water.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Does that make sense, Penny? Okay. So we're working right now. If you've gotten further, that's fine. We were working from the crown to the neck. We're going to come to the from the shoulders to the heart. Some of you guys might be getting past these areas easily. Some of you guys might have to work on those breaths to completely pull those white spots of fear frequency, unworthy frequency, unforgiveness, trauma. Let us move now from our heart to our hip. So you're working within the area of the heart and the hips. Slowly scanning. Some of you guys might still be working above, and that's okay. Moving from the hips to the knees. Again, working in the area of the hips to the knees. Moving from your knees to your ankles, working within that area. Moving from your ankles to the bottom of your feet, beginning to feel the energy of the violet flame vacuum below your feet. Pulling in and transmuting any residue that is not yours to keep. Taking a nice deep breath in. And on the out breath, intending to disconnect from the soul and release all to the water. And so it is. Coming back to the room when you're ready. Okay. How was it, Cindy? Cindy, you had faith. So how was that experience? Let me unmute you. I'm sorry, 1 second.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. I found it really, really interesting. I could really clearly see Faith in, in my third eye, and I could really feel her energy. And the interesting thing was, as we were scanning over her body, I felt that my hands started throbbing because I wanted to send. It's automatic to want to send healing, right? And I did at the end. I couldn't just.
That's okay. In the end, that was good. You waited till the end and then you did it. And that's what I do too. Like if I'm doing transit, good job, Cindy. If I'm doing transmuting, I'll wait and then I'll do it towards the end.
And the interesting part again with my cat was when we got to the part and I was doing that last release, we're putting things in the bucket, releasing. She jumped up off the bed, meow, 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 and jumped right over on me. And she doesn't usually do that. So she could feel the shift in energy as I was releasing Faith's out to the lake across the road.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Faith, you have a beautiful energy, hon.
Beautiful. Now, Faith, what did you experience with doing Cindy's?
Well, it was a lot easier to visualize the flame this time, so that was nice. I noticed that as the flame was washing over her, even after I reached her heart chakra, the flame started being more like an ocean, and it started to just pulse over her body as you would instruct, it would begin to go from the top to the bottom, and it never stopped doing that. And I did see some of the white, spotty, crystal-y type residue, and as we released it, then the flame would just automatically start moving into the next area. It was really fun. It was fun to just experience it because it was like I set the intention and it just started happening. And then as we reached past the knees and down to the feet, I almost felt like I saw a vapor of the flame at the bottom of her feet. It was like a vapor. It didn't any longer look the same. It was very light and airy. And then as we disconnected, I almost could hear the sound of this river that's just across the street, about a block down the road. And it was very peaceful. It was a very peaceful feeling, and it felt,
I love it.
I don't know, there's this feeling of satisfaction, I guess.
You felt her release. You felt the cleanse. You felt you felt the imprint of what's at place.
Yeah.
Good for you. I love it. All right, Charlie, you had hope.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Good news is you had nothing going on. It's your knees to your feet. Nothing there. It was different. It was a very different experience for me personally. Very cool. I've never have done work quite like that. You amaze me because you keep bringing different things to my healing practice. So definitely cool. I will say, because I've told you where I kind of, when I pull from people, I keep it. So, and that's been my problem in the healing, because I would be sick for days afterwards. And I could feel it like, okay, in my brain, it would be like that sense of I'm not good enough. And then when I released it, it was just peace and calm. And then something else would pop into my head when I breathe it in, and then I could feel it leave when I blew it. It was very cool, very unique, very, very, very unique practice. Absolutely. So yay, I hope that I can continue to do this. And it's not just a fluke.
Isn't it beautiful? And it's a lot less stressful. And actually, I just started doing this out of nowhere. And then cool. the breaths in, I don't know why, just if I was reading somebody, I'd feel like, okay, let me scan your body. It started with a Reiki scan. But then I started pulling it in. And then once I did the shaman work where she referred to the water, I was like, oh, so I could pull it and I can throw it in there, So I did that. And the people were telling me the results, like I felt different. I didn't feel the same after that. So I was like, okay, so whatever it is, it's working. So it does work. And you're releasing it, guys. You could do it for yourself as well. You could call in the light. You could do this exercise for yourself. Call in the light and push it down, and with the violet flame, visualize exactly how you did the white light, and then in areas where you feel it's more dense, just release,
Yeah, because I could feel like in my throat, when I was doing the throat area, I could feel it. And typically, again, with people, I would do that, like cough, cough. I would do that for like days, a cough, cough, cough thing. And as soon as I let it go, that sensation was completely gone. Like it was there, and when I blew it out, it was gone. Like brilliant. I'm sorry.
Love it. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. Thank you. Hope.
It was actually really cool. I like this. I'm going to use this. Just like Faith, how the flame was kind of like an ocean. It kind of reminded me of this alcohol drink that's purple, and it has like the glisten in it. That's how it kind of looked going through Char's, her body. I did see like the white spots. There wasn't really a lot either. And I do like when we when we suck it in and then visualize the body of water to release it. So like once you release it, like it's more light. Like I felt it was a lot lighter. And then at the end, how we suck it, you said suck it out of the feet, but at the end, it was like the ocean of purple just circulating through her body, almost like you know, I felt like it was like making sure everything's out. I felt like that's what it was doing, making sure everything's just flowing nicely. It was actually really cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
And it's free.
Yes.
And it's free, guys.
I know, which is awesome.
Free.
Really cool. Thank you.
Yay. So Penny, you had Diane. How did it go?
I think it went really well. It felt totally different than what I felt before. I too wanted to do the Reiki, like I was doing a Reiki scan. That's what I felt like I was doing. And I kept feeling like I needed to send energy instead of pulling it. So I had to fight myself on that just because I wanted to experience the way you're talking about, you know, to pull it. And it was awesome. I felt like I needed to go over certain areas. And I knew why I had to go over certain areas. But then when I got to certain areas, I could just, it's almost like I did the whole thing at one time. Like certain sections, let's like, and then just blow it out. And then the Mississippi River is the closest to me. And when I would send it out, I could actually feel it going down the river. I mean, I was just blowing it. And I would actually I felt like I was turning my body because I was picturing it going and leaving down that river in that fast water. So the ocean is kind of, in imagery is kind of different for me. And I like that. I wrote it down because I like that, the way they're talking about that. And then, like I said, later on at the end, I did want to send the green light. Like I felt like the green was coming behind all that, the violet, you know what I mean? Sure. So it was awesome. It's something I'll definitely use. Definitely.
I love it. Diane, you had Penny.
Yes, I've never did this before, and it probably would have helped me if I knew what Penny looked like, but I did that exercise and decided to do it. But yeah, I standard did what you said, but I saw a little bit of spots in the throat and then some in the solar plexus, so I tried to clear those. And then her left knee kept popping out in my head. So, yeah, but I hope I did her some good. And her wanting to send me energy makes sense because I have chronic fatigue because I have fibromyalgia, so I have low energy. So, you know, that was like, nice. Maybe that's why she wanted to send me energy. I don't know.
So was everybody able, where did you guys see, when you saw that white energy, when you were doing the breaths, do you guys want to share how it felt? Did some of you guys feel that it was resistant to come out? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on that in-breath, some of you guys felt that there was still white residue there?
Yeah.
Alex, when you have time, oh no, just forget it.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely was for me.
Okay,
definitely,
so tell me what you experienced when that happened. What did you do?
There was like it would be a spot, and then every in-breath it would get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then not that there was like a gigantic, I'm just giving you a representation, but as I was breathing in that last little, and it was repetitive on each spot, that last little bit was like the hardest to extract, lack of a better term. But yeah, that's how it was for me. It wasn't like a one and done. In my interpretation of it anyways.
I love it. Okay, very good. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a break so everybody could kind of get up and stretch, use the restroom, get some water, and then we'll resume in 10 minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes, okay, everybody?
Okay.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Confidence. New Energy Lift Multi-Action Ultra. Visible anti-aging benefits with SPF 30 and an oil-free formula to visibly lift, burn, and reduce
They're doing a 10-minute break.
brighter, younger-looking skin. New Energy Lift Multi-Action Ultra Moisturizer. Confidence brings you fulfillment. Wrong home. Customize your free gift worth up to $114. Now available at Macy's. This is what it was. It might take us
What she's doing is she's showing, she charges $100 for this class. And because I have been like active in the group,
Oh, how to make my Charlie, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, because I can't see myself, and I was trying to figure out how to undo that.
Are you using a tablet or a phone?
It's a laptop.
Okay, so if you touch, oh, well, I'm saying touch your screen. On mine, it's a touch screen. So if you touch it, and then on the left, there will be a little box with a bunch of little boxes that'll show everybody.
I've got everybody now.
Okay. It's just not showing you?
It's not showing me.
Oh, you're there.
As long as you can see me.
I can see you, girl.
Yes,
How's everybody feeling right now?
Really good.
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 Anybody feeling different right now? What is everybody experiencing?
I feel lighter. Thank you, Char.
I feel lighter.
I was just thinking, like, I need to, like, send a little thing to Hope saying,
Yeah.
I love it, thank you.
Yeah. I know I had a lot.
It's funny because when I did the violet clearing for myself, I felt the colors brighter. And then since she did the healing on me, I kept feeling my feet keep tingling. I was feeling certain places on her that I could feel myself. I knew it was her, just like Reiki. But my feet started tingling. Like when I pictured her feet, my feet started tingling also. So it's almost like I don't know if she was working at the same time or if I was working on myself and her. I don't know. It was just kind of neat though.
I love it. And again, intention is everything. And you know, this is existing life. This is existing energy that we can utilize to do these things. You know.
It's pretty neat. Charlie, I did want to say one more thing to you. I love your energy in that room. That whole room just feels so peaceful. I want to be there. I just look at your background and feel the energy there, and it's like, oh my God, it just feels so good. It's like I want a room like that.
Thank you. I do like all my everything here. And I have a room my husband keeps saying he's going to get done in the basement. And I thought with the addition of another altar that Lillian said we had to have, that it would expedite it, but doggone it, not yet. So hopefully she'll make me get some big thing and he'll have no other choice.
Right. But it just feels so good there. You know, like I just really like the vibe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, and you always had one of those. All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm typing this up for you guys for the violet flame. Vacuum. So welcome back, everybody. Let me come on here. Everybody's probably feeling super, super, super high. I think that in the violet flame breath releasement, we release fear frequency. We release different levels of emotional frequency, and I think the beautiful part of that releasement is that we don't have to know what it is. We don't, we're just taking that energy and we're releasing it. The client doesn't have to relive it. We don't have to, like a passive regression, they talk about it, they bring them through it. Yes, that's effective. I've had one, but we don't have to do that. We're looking at energy within the auric field. We're pulling it away. We can do that for ourselves as well. We can scan ourselves. We can push out our aura and we can visualize ourselves in that table. And we can do the same exact thing that we did for your classmate today. So again, you can utilize that for yourself. So now you've gained two wonderful ways of really clearing that auric field out, okay? And that begins to raise your frequency. And this is spiritual hygiene, and it's free. And you can do it at any time, in your car, in your home, when you're in the waiting area, waiting for somebody. You can even clear the space that you're in. Let's say you're in a hospital, you're in a cancer center, you're in a place of where they have people with heart transplants. Clear that space. In our psychic class right now, we're doing water readings. We're doing a place where we're sitting reading. So I asked the students to go sit in a mall or go sit in a place where there's a lot of energy going on, and they're reading the imprints, okay, of that space. Now, Maria, we should actually implement these exercises with them as well, probably next week. We should suggest this for the 5th day 5. So remind me of that, and I'm typing it up, okay? So we're gonna go on to the next thing within the aura, and that's imprints, okay? We wanna talk about the spirit body, and how is our spirit body affected and by others' spirit body, and how their spirit body affects, so how our spirit body affects them and how their spirit body affects us, okay? Have you guys ever thought about how sometimes uncomfortable you feel in a grocery store? Excuse me, in a grocery store? That's one of the main places that my students run from. A grocery store. And I don't grocery shop. You see? And I thought about that. I thought about that, and I thought about myself. And I said, I'm seeing a pattern here, and it's in a grocery store. So I stopped for a moment and I said, guides, expand on that. Expand on it. And when they expanded on that for me, what they said to me was, Lillian, have you ever thought about how many thousands and thousands and thousands of people enter that grocery store? And the fact that it's never cleansed? Who cleanses a grocery store? I mean, I've gone into a restaurant before to cleanse, but it's very rare where somebody will do that. So when you're walking into that store, you're assuming, man, I'm just like overwhelmed by the people in the store. It's beyond that. You are feeling the imprints of the people in there, and the people before them, and the people before them, and the people before them, and on and on and on and on and on. You're also feeling the imprints of all of the products that are on the shelves that were touched by the person that put the product in the container it's in, then the person that put it in the box, then the person that shipped it, then the person that delivered it. Okay, so now you're sitting with all of these imprints, and that leads us to expand on what am I talking about in reference to an imprint? Well, how do you think we read tarot cards? When I hand the person the cards, I clear with the Florida water, they grab it, they shuffle, and they hand it back. My physical body is imprinted with my spirit body. Okay. So within my spirit body, shall we say the aura, because the aura is your spirit body, there's 7 layers. There's different layers within that aura. We have our physical, our emotional, our mental, our spiritual, and the higher realms from there. Now, within each layer, every thought that we've ever had is in there. Every emotion that we've ever had is in there. Every experience that we've ever had is in there. And not only from this lifetime, but from previous lifetimes. Okay? That is our very unique imprint. That is our signature imprint. Now, I asked a question that was quite interesting to Robin Hodson because my father had a liver transplant. And I asked him, well, if we're imprinted with our very own unique imprint, when a person gets an implant, what happens? Does the person, obviously the imprint of that person that carried that heart or that liver, right, is within that imprint. And he says something that made a lot of sense. He said, well, in the beginning, yes, the person will feel that energy that's not theirs. But after time, that organ will become imprinted with that person's imprint fully. It's like psychometry. Let's say this is mine, I have it in my purse, I always use it, you know, put it in my hands, but then I give it to my daughter. And then my daughter's somewhere getting red and they're like, oh, give me an item. My daughter gives it to them. They're gonna pick up on my imprints as well as hers. Because why? Because it was mine. And if she didn't clear it, it has mine and hers. Just like a piece of clothing. You buy a piece of clothing in a resale shop, clear it, wash it and put a pinch of sea salt in your washer because it has the imprint of the person that wore it, the person that had it before you. Okay? So imprints are everywhere. This chair has a spirit body. This printer has a spirit body. This laptop has a spirit body. Everything has life. Everything is living. Everything. This pencil has life. This highlighter has life. My earrings, they have life. They have my imprint. Okay. So when we are talking about the spirit body,
yeah, I need some butter.
We
Just
are
one, maybe.
We are obviously connecting to our very unique energy. Now, when we talk about grounding ourselves, we are saying, I stay in my energy. It's for me to keep and no one to take. Okay, this is me. This is who I am. This is my unique essence. So when you ground, it helps not only your physical body, but your spirit body. Because again, if blacks start from the spirit body and they don't get taken care of within the auric field, such as we did right now, this morning, we proved it, right? We did those 2 exercises to clear whatever was in that aura. It will begin to manifest in our chakras. And blockages will begin to happen, and then we will feel them physically. Okay, so our spirit body is our physical body, and our physical body is our spirit body. There is no difference. If we are not using spiritual hygiene to keep our spirit body nice and cleansed and smelling good, it's going to start to stink. What do you do when your armpits start to stink? What do? You go and you take a shower. What do you do when your legs start getting hairy? Shave your legs. What do you do when your hair's growing out and you see your natural color? You go and dye your hair. What do you do when your nails get long? You cut them. What do you do when your eyebrows grow out? You go and have them, right? So the aura begins to stink. Okay, it does. If you do not keep up with the hygiene. It's just like the spirit body, but what happens is it's energetic instead of it being, physical. It's important. So when you ground, you stay within your unique essence. And what I suggest, as all of you guys know, is becoming a tree of your liking, becoming the roots in the ground, and the leaves in the sky. Okay, so you take the roots deep, deep, deep in the ground, and then you bring the leaves as far as you want them to go. And you do that every day when you're brushing your teeth. Because you know why? You have no excuse that you forgot, because everybody brushes their teeth in the morning. You're visualizing this, you're getting it out of the way, and that's that. The next thing we want to do for our spirit body is we want to be able to step into our energy, okay, for us to keep and no one to take. Because we are in that higher frequency as healers or sensitives, when we come into a space of someone that perhaps is depressed or sad, our energy lifts them up. But what starts to happen is there's a spiritual warfare that begins there, because ours starts tugging down, which is why we feel depleted sometimes after spending time with someone that some might call spiritual vampire, but I really don't like to refer to them as that, because I feel bad, because some of those people are just depressed people and I feel bad for them. They just don't even know that they have that way about them, because they don't know anything other than what they know and the frequency that they're in. So I don't like to use that term. I like to say that they're not in the highest frequency that they can be in. So when they're tuning to our frequency, they're benefiting from it because they're lifting up. But we're feeling a little bit of that shift downward. So that's why we shield. It's not because we're going to get cursed or there's something bad. I don't focus on it, but there's bad, because if there wasn't bad, there wouldn't be good. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. If it wasn't bad, we wouldn't know how to stay in the good and how the life feels. But I don't focus on that a whole lot in my teachings, although I do give you guys stuff to clear and keep your frequency high to disallow that spiritual warfare that begins to happen within those realms of lower frequency. Okay, because I know all about that, trust me. So in us taking care of the things that we have to take care of, such as grounding and shielding, it helps us. So for shielding, I like to suggest you stepping into a 1-inch glass bubble. And it's translucent. You can look out. You don't feel suffocated. You're pushing it out, so it feels great, fantastic, and wonderful. It's like being in your house and looking out the window and you know it's cold, but the sun is shining down and you're admiring the sun, but you're not cold, because behind that glass, you're nice and warm within your home. If it's raining, you know you're not going to get rained on because you're behind that glass. There's just a sense of safety. This is your energetic home. This is the home for your spirit body. There has to be a home for it to reside in, a safe place to be able to relax, right? Like Cindy talked about working in the corporate world, it's important to zip up your energy for you to keep and no one to take. Listen, I worked for a long time as a manager, and I hired, I fired. It was so political. It was disgusting. I could not even think of myself being in that environment ever again in my life. I can't. And it's not easy. So this is how the spirit body exists with us and lives with us. Does everybody understand that? Is everybody with me so far? Okay. Our physical body is our vehicle, but the spirit body is the fuel that the vehicle needs. Without the fuel, that vehicle doesn't move. It doesn't live. It doesn't exist. Then why don't we talk about the spirit body a bit more than what we do?
Could you say that one more time, Lillian?
The spirit body is the gasoline, okay? Our physical body is the vehicle. But without the fuel of the spirit body, it doesn't exist, it doesn't move, it can't do anything. And if we think about it that way, then why don't we talk about the spirit body a lot more than we do the physical body? Because why? Because it's non-existent, because it doesn't, because it can't be seen. This is the type of world we live in. I can't see the spirit body, so what are you talking about? I see the physical body. I'm focusing on the physical body. I got perfume, got my nails done, my eyebrows are done. That's really not going to make you feel good if you have all these blockages in your auric field. And you might look good from the outside, but you might be wondering why you're attracting garbage into your life. Because your mind is thinking and knowing who you are, but you have residue of all those bad relationships that you had. So the imprints within your auric field of those relationships are life. They have life. And life is like a magnet. So you're attracting the same type of man in your life or the same type of woman because you haven't cleared that up. Why do you have a bad relationship with money? Because that imprint of the bad relationship that you had maybe in a past life is still there. Did you make a vow in a past life to be a nun or a monk where all they needed was a bed and a Bible, and now you come to live this human life and you have a bad relationship with money because you made a vow to not care about money? Where does that imprint exist in your auric field? Let's keep it real. Maybe you have a bad relationship with men, and that's because you could have been a nun in past life. You took a vow of celibacy. Holy shit. In this lifetime, when we get married, what do? We take a vow to that soul. We take a vow to that man. So you come back in another lifetime and you took a vow with that man. Now you're having all these sorts of bad relationships because you made a vow to that man and that soul. Life is not what it should be. And as healers, as sensitives, we have to take control and understand that our spirit body is more important than our physical body. Physical body is still important. It's extremely important. Doesn't exist. We can't do nothing in this realm. Don't get me wrong. But it starts here, outside of you.
I have quite a few friends actually who are spiritual workers, and because they didn't spend a lot of time on their spiritual hygiene, they actually ended up manifesting everything that they've been absorbing physically. So chronic fatigue syndrome, I can't remember what the other ones they have, but a few things like that, and serious illness. And the one woman, in addition to be a spiritual worker, she was also a social worker, working with troubled youths and not clearing it. So year after year, her own things that she had going on, and then all of the energy that she was naturally absorbing, because we do,
sure,
and not clearing it, it started manifesting as chronic fatigue and something else. But anyways, I've had more than a few friends that it's the same thing. So that's why I think it's so important, because and the first time I became aware of it, it was probably 20 years ago with a mentor that I walked in, and I was finally accepted to this closed circle, all excited, nervous, excited, walked in. First thing she says is, "Oh my God, where the hell have you been?" And I'm like, what? She says, "You're a mess. Look at all that stuff attached." I felt like I should have vacuumed or something before I got there. But the way that she reacted to me really woke me up. It was like, well, yeah, I am an empath, and yeah, I have been around all this, but I had no clue about it before that. And it was, she used to, as soon as anybody came into her circle, her favorite thing was smudge. She loved to, and she would smudge everybody that came into her sacred room, and it was really beautiful. But that really woke me up.
Absolutely. But I get it, and I love it, and that's what I want us to awaken other people. I really do. Yeah. When people come here sometimes for a reading, if they're so overloaded, I'm like, yeah, would you mind if I gave you if you laid on my biomat for 5 minutes? Can I mist you?
Yeah.
And they're very open to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and their adrenal systems are having such a hard time because of everything that
their magnesium, their stomach.
Yeah.
They detach from self. They get depressed. They become a hermit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What starts to happen, and they don't realize that they have to bring the healing from the outside in, meaning the spirit body in. Yeah. I myself was somebody that I didn't stay still. I didn't sleep well. I didn't eat well. I had gastritis. I was a mess. I was like that, Cindy. Most of us are.
Yeah, until you learn. And I was too. And I was always the anxiety, like the constant energy, I would pace constantly, not knowing how to release it. I tried to release it by cycling and running and getting rid of it out of my physical body that way. But until I understood about my spiritual body and all being one. I have one quick question, and I hope people don't mind. We spend a lot of time at cancer clinic and at the hospital, and even though I go in shielded and protected and everything, I find that I am, and when I come home I clear and everything, but it does take me a little while to release, because when you go in the hospital or when you go into hospice, there's a lot of emotions that are going around, and I like to, as I'm going past people, I'm kind of sending love to all of them as I go by. But do you have any other suggestions for someone? Because I know I'm not the only one in that kind of situation. And what advice could you give us when we're going into something that is shielding is not enough sometimes? Having grounded, asked for my guides, bringing my shields, I've meditated, but I still take a little while to release that, even though I'm coming home and doing my detox, everything. I think my heart hurts for those people. I think that's what it is. But
when you come into the frequency of that emotion, you begin to feed it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That emotion, you begin to give life to that emotion within your spirit body.
That makes sense.
So you bring that emotion, that level of emotion and that frequency into your space, and from you going and going and going and going, it builds and builds and builds and builds until you're like, whoa. Yeah. So that goes to the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which was our spiritual hygiene bottom line. I had to add a bottom line in here.
Yeah.
I did that. Okay, so we have a foundation. Yeah. So we talked about the example of the grocery store, which is a great example. We talked about the physical body being the vehicle, but the spirit body being the fuel. And it is, right? We talked about how, the spirit body will begin to smell if it's not taken care of, if the hygiene is not where it needs to be, just like the physical body, right? So the next thing we're going to talk about is the bottom line. Okay, our spiritual hygiene bottom line, which will answer your question, Cindy. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to begin our spiritual hygiene bottom line by calling in all of our ancestors and angels. Okay, and I'm referring to the archangels. Okay, so we're going to say thank you, ancestors and archangels, for being with me always and forever. Okay, you're going to state on there, I ask that when I'm stepping in to a place of lower imprints, that you walk with me and around me, reflecting all that doesn't belong to me, to the nearest body of water around me. I ask.
Can you repeat that last sentence?
Yes. So it should state, I ask that when I'm stepping into a place of lower imprints, that you walk with me and around me, reflecting all that doesn't belong to me to the nearest body of water around me for transmutation. Now, the key word here is transmutation. So Cindy, you would, as soon as you walk into that space now, it's all of the energy is coming, but it's reflecting off and it's being sent permanently to that body of water. So not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping the space you're in.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's one of the things I'm very aware of is it's all of that that's built up over the years that's there. And I honestly, sometimes I can't breathe. Like I have to get out of it.
So we're gonna actually talk about that a little bit, like to clear that, right?
Yes.
So we'll do that next. So you're gonna set this permanently. So this, you're giving your ancestors and the archangels permanent permission
to
do this all the time. So you don't have to say it each time. It's gonna happen automatically.
Okay.
The next thing you wanna say is, I also ask that upon stepping into the door, the violet flame vacuum be with me and with those around me, clearing, charging, and transmuting their souls, the walls, the floors, and every space in the space we're in. Forevermore. Now that's strong.
Very powerful.
That's strong. Think about it, guys. If we're walking in, upon stepping into the door, the violet flame vacuum is like wherever you go. And it's vacuuming the walls, the space, the floors, and every space. And you could even push that out. Like you're in a hospital, it's automatically going to happen. The hospital. And the thing is that the violet flame, the life of the violet flame is going to do it. You don't have to do it. You've already set the intention, guys. Okay. The last thing I'm going to tell you, and again, you guys can add to this as you go. You know that. You can add to this, you can change. But the last thing is, you're going to say, I ask that upon exiting the doors, I walk alone in my own natural energetic state. I zip up my energy for me to keep. I zip up my energy. For me to keep and no one to take. Doesn't it just make you feel good saying that? Don't you automatically right now feel good?
Yeah.
Just by, right now you set this permanently. It's set in place already. You set this foundation, it's done. I would suggest that you guys type this up real nice, you know, keep, and then, you know, have it in your computer. That way you guys can add to it, keep adding to it and keep changing, because a lot's gonna come, okay? All right. So does that make sense for you, Cindy, and what your question was?
Yes, thank you so much. And you know what, it's something that's gonna, it's going to help me. It's going to help all the people, other people that are there too, because they're going in and they're picking up on the same energy. So if I'm able to help clear it even a little bit, they're going to feel a little better walking into that energy. So
absolutely, and you feel
yeah,
so
I love
good.
that.
You feel so good that you're doing that.
I know, it's
you
true.
know, us staying away from what they call energy vampires, it's bogus. It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong. Why? You know, it's wrong. If you were that person and you're depressed and you're sad, wouldn't you want help? Like, that's what we're here for, to not be judgmental, but we got to know how to do it.
Yeah.
Which leads to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Okay. So the next thing is our chakras. So we've talked about our aura, we've talked about the physical body, we've talked about the spiritual body. We're going to start going into the chakras and the hygiene of the self, okay? So, you know, when we're talking about our chakra system, sometimes what happens is, what begins to happen is when we, just by simply having a relationship with somebody, we get corded with them. Cindy, you're corded actually with that place that you go to, with the chakras in the bottom of your feet. Have you ever even thought of detaching from the chakras in the bottom of your feet? No.
No, I honestly haven't. And you know what? I haven't even thought about uncording from a place. Obviously from people, I do think of that, but a place I honestly have never thought of. So I thank you for that. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about chakra fragments. Now, Maria, that's like soul fragments, right? With soul fragments. Yeah. The soul fragments is fragments of yourself. Okay. So we're going to talk about that, but we're going to focus on the chakra. So chakra fragments, okay? Because each chakra is associated with each body of the auric field, which then affects our physical body. So how I want to present these chakra fragments to you is, you know, the energetic fragments, because if they're not taken care of there, that's when we have to call back our soul fragments, our fragments within our, that affect our physical, the trauma. But if we're taking care of it within our chakras, it will be removed from our soul. Okay, so we want to stop them before they get there, before they cause this alignment. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to go through the process of my chakra, you know, my chakra fragment retrieval and releasement. Okay. So you want to retrieve and you want to release. Because through life, we have, let's start with the root chakra, felt insecure, unsafe. And those cords have began from our childhood. From that bully in first grade that kept bullying you and telling you that you weren't good enough. You know, to that parent that told you to shut up at the age of 19 because you were not helping the situation in the home. You know, so many things through your lifetime have created, you know, defragmentation of your fulfillment within that chakra. Okay, for you to feel full, you feel empty, you start feeling empty, you start feeling disconnected. So one by one, what we want to do is we want to follow this process through each chakra. Okay, so what I want you guys to do right now is I want you guys to close your eyes and I want you guys to ground. become the tree, the roots in the ground and the leaves in the sky. And it doesn't matter if you did it before. I want you to do it right now. I want you to visualize golden white light coming from the earth up to your root chakra. I want you to start visualizing that ruby red light from your root chakra, and I want you to expand it outward. Expand it outward, filling the room that you're in. And I want you to feel the presence of Archangel Uriel. Allowing him to come in with his essence into your root chakra. Transmuting all that is not yours. Sending back soul fragments that do not belong to you in reference to this area of your life. Releasing those fragments in peace and love. While Archangel Michael comes in, cuts the cords, feel the release. Then Archangel Raphael comes in to fill the space that has been removed. The cord and the roots of that cord have been removed, and now that space is being full with that ruby red light as Archangel Raphael heals that space. Now calling back any soul fragments pertaining to the root chakra that you gave away, you unconsciously lost, past lifetime or this lifetime. to begin the integration back within your whole being. Begin to feel yourself back into your normal state in your root chakra. Taking a nice deep breath in and feeling that integration. Now feel a sense of safety and security as you move up now to your sacral chakra, which is the color orange. Expand that tangerine orange above you, below you, and all the way around you. Calling on Archangel Gabriel to be with us as he attunes us to our passion and our creativity. Transmuting all that is not yours to keep and releasing any soul fragments to whom they belong to with love. Calling on Archangel Michael to cut any cords in the area pertaining to your sacral chakra in past lifetimes, in this lifetime. Feeling Archangel Raphael come in as Archangel Michael cuts the cords and the roots out and away, filling the space, healing it and bringing it back to its normal state. That beautiful tangerine color. While Archangel Gabriel calls back all soul fragments connected to your sacral chakra for integration on your next in-breath, while feeling the integration begin and the out-breath to follow. Feeling the wholeness and being thankful and grateful. Moving up now to our solar plexus chakra, which is in our stomach area, in a beautiful sunshine yellow color. Filling once again the room that you're in with this sunshine yellow color. Allowing Archangel Jophiel to come in, transmuting all that is not yours to keep pertaining to the solar plexus chakra and releasing any soul fragments to whom they belong with love. Feeling Archangel Michael come in with his sapphire sword, cutting any cords, past lifetime or this lifetime. From the root and out. While Archangel Raphael comes in to heal the space, bringing it to its normal state. While Archangel Jophiel calls back all your soul fragments connected to the solar plexus chakra for integration on your next inhale. And beginning to feel the integration on your next exhale. Feeling thankful and grateful, moving up to your heart center. Allowing Archangel Shamiel to be present. Transmuting all that is not yours to keep. And releasing any soul fragments within this chakra to whom they belong with love. Feeling Archangel Michael step in with his sapphire sword. Cutting cords. While Archangel Raphael comes in to heal the space where this cord and its roots existed, bringing the chakra back to its normal space. While Archangel Shamiel calls back all your soul fragments within this chakra for integration on your next inhale. While feeling the beginning of your integration on the next out breath. At this point, the power is building around you. If you're feeling a bit lightheaded, simply ground again. Moving up to your throat chakra. Filling the room that you're in with turquoise or light blue light all around you. Allowing Archangel Michael to come in transmuting all that is not yours to keep within this chakra and releasing any soul fragments to whom they belong to with love. Past lifetime or this lifetime. While feeling Archangel Michael come with a sapphire sword, cutting all cords. Feeling the healing of Archangel Raphael within the space this cord and its roots were in, bringing this chakra to its normal state. While Archangel Michael calls back all your soul fragments connected to this chakra for integration on your next inhale. While feeling the beginning of the integration on the following out breath. While feeling thankful and grateful, let us move up to our third eye. Allow Archangel Raziel to be present with us, transmuting all that is not yours to keep within this chakra and releasing any soul fragments, past lifetimes or this lifetime, to whom they belong to with love. While Archangel Michael comes in with a sapphire sword, cutting the cords in this chakra, past lifetime or this lifetime, that are not serving a purpose. While Archangel Raphael is healing where this cord was and its roots, bringing the chakra to its normal state. Allowing Archangel Raziel to call back all soul fragments connected to this chakra for integration on your next inhale, while feeling the beginning of the integration on the next exhale. Feeling thankful and grateful, moving up to your crown center. Allowing Archangel Zachiel to transmute all that is not yours to keep. Within this chakra. And releasing any soul fragments from past lifetimes or this lifetime to whom they belong to with love. Allowing Archangel Michael to come in with a sapphire sword, cutting cords, past lifetime or this lifetime, while Archangel Raphael heals place of this cord and its roots, bringing it to its normal state. While Archangel Zachiel is calling back all soul fragments connected to you, this lifetime or past lifetimes that are needed. Bringing back those soul fragments for integration on the next inhale. And beginning to feel the integration on the exhale. Feeling thankful and grateful. Taking a nice deep breath. Pulling in the light back into your heart center. Welcome back. How's everybody feeling? Let me unmute everybody. Welcome back, everybody. How was that?
Did you tell him it's gonna be a little later?
It was pretty interesting. It was cool.
Yeah. So
I got pain. No, at the root. I started to feel sick, like nauseous, and then when I got to the sacral, I had a sharp pain, and the solar plexus is where I started to feel like it was weird. I felt it from the front and the back, and then I felt like I'm sorry, Dom's loud. I felt almost like I got lifted up, like I felt like I was sitting straight up. And I felt very light around the solar plexus area.
I'm gonna leave.
And then when I got to the heart, I felt like more like expanding out. But for my head, like I have a headache right now.
That's
for the crown.
A lot of energy work today, guys.
Yeah, it was really cool. I like this.
It's a lot of energy work. It's deep energy work, and this is, you know, this is how you heal yourself. This is, you know, with the first exercise that we talked about, Cindy, you can do this within your own home.
Yeah.
You know, clearing the floors and the walls, you can set that permanently.
Yeah.
So that violet flame is the vacuum is constantly there permanently within the floors, the walls, every space in your home. That's how you set that permanently to be the spiritual hygiene for your home.
Okay.
I mean, obviously I tell you guys to do it different ways with aura mist, with crystals, but my approach for this workshop ended up being, how can you do it energetically? What happens if you don't have money to buy all those products? Then you feel like you can't do it, you know? And if you believe in archangels, all you have to do is call in their existence, you know, and understand that everything needs to be transmuted. It has to be transmuted, you know? So you guys have learned how to clear your chakra system. Aiden. Or he decides to stand right by your door. Anybody that watched my workshop, it happens with Aiden often. You know, it's so funny because I said, Aiden, you should be a singer, right? And I was like really serious because he could sing really good. And it's funny because we were doing pictures and we ended up finding out that his great uncle was a singer in the orchestra or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. See, I told you, Aiden. He's cracking up. And I was like, man, you have potential there with that. But does everybody understand everything that we covered today? And would everybody say that I covered what are balanced chakras, what is the spirit body, and spiritual hygiene for self and spiritual hygiene for the home?
Now, can you use the last video, the last thing to clear your house, like with the colors? Is that what you're doing? Like one by one, using the colors to clear everything?
Yes.
Is that what you were talking about? Okay, just making sure.
You were filling the space that you're in. So we were focusing on you. We were focusing, when we did the exercise, we were focusing on you, but you can do the same thing with the colors for the home. So let's say how you said, okay, any soul fragments of mine. For the home, you would push out the colors and just call on the archangels to come in and transmute anything within that space. So it wouldn't be soul because the house doesn't have a soul, but it would be a clearing and a transmutation with the essence of the frequency of the colors. Does that make sense? That's how you would use it for your home. And then you obviously would use it how I used it for yourself.
Okay.
So that's hygiene for self and hygiene for home. The one that the exercise that we actually talked about as well, or that we stated with our bottom line, you can do as well. Not only for yourself, but for your home. You can ask that, you know, that the violet flame is within your home and resides within your home at all times. The violet flame vacuum. Place it in every door. Place it within your walls. Place it within your floors. Let it exist in your property.
I have a question.
Hello.
The angels that you use.
I sent
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
The angels that you used for each chakra, was there? Were you just drawn to use that specific angel to do that?
I was drawn to use that specific angel for the chakra, but you guys can use whichever ones you like. You could change that.
Is there?
But Archangel Michael and Raphael has to be used for that purpose of what I use them for. But for each chakra, if you want to change the angel associated, you can.
I thought it was beautiful. I was just wondering because I was in it, so I didn't have an opportunity to write it. If
sure,
I'm
gonna type this up. I wrote it all. I wrote it all for us. So I'm gonna type it up, and I'll just send you guys the link. So you have the angels and the little format of how to do it, and how you would do it for self and how you would do it for home. So I hope that you guys really, you know, take this and, you know, take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind. but this is a simple way without it requiring money for you to be able to clear yourself, your home, the spaces that you're in, such as what Cindy mentioned, because sometimes you want to help people. You want to help you want to help the places that really need it. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. We're gonna end this with now what happens afterwards, your 21-day cleanse. Okay, because you've done energy work now here today, and any time that you do it for yourself or your home, okay, you want to you know, help the detox process. All right. So the 21-day cleanse would simply be a mist. You can do a mist for self and home. The mist I suggest is Florida Water Cologne, Violet Water Cologne, eggshell powder. Don't put a lot in the mist. Simply put your finger over it and dip it. It's like chalk. They sell them on Amazon. Little ketchup containers. Just pass your finger over. If you want, it's optional. And moon water. Okay. So you want to use the moon water. You could, to make moon water, is put a gallon of water out on the first night of the full moon. And then you bring it in the next day. And you can use that water. Now, let's say that you want to do this and there's not a full moon coming up. You can make the sound of Om. You could make Om water. And one of the ways for you to do that is playing either on a little Bluetooth player, a YouTube video with the sound, and putting the water next to it for at least 15 minutes. This is kind of cool. So a student gave this to me, and it's a Bluetooth player. It's a water bottle with a Bluetooth on top.
Wow.
I think it's $15 on Amazon.
What?
So if you want to make the different, let's say that you guys wanted to do the clearing that I did today with the chakras, but you wanted to do it day by day. Let's say that on day 1, you wanted to do the root chakra. You want to do the root chakra water. You would then play the root chakra singing bowls, Tibetan singing bowls on YouTube. On this Bluetooth, at least for 15 minutes, and it will tune the water. It's playing.
Yeah.
I can feel the vibrating in the bottle. Now, let's say that you don't want to spend money, because I'm all, you know, I didn't always have money. You have a regular Bluetooth player, right? So some people probably have that. Say you have something like that, then you could, oh, goodness. You could put the water bottle, you could put this on top of a water bottle. Or you could put it on a counter. Like if I put it on the counter next to water bottle, I could still feel the vibration on this desk, desk here. So it's still going to be attuned even if it's next to it. Make sense, everyone?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So then you would play the root chakra for root chakra day to attune it. Next day, sacral chakra day. Why is that happening? Calling somebody here. So on and so forth. Make sense?
Yes.
And if you guys, the next thing is, okay, With the mist for the self in the home that I told you, that's, you know, for you, it should be daily. Mist yourself with that mist daily. So you're going to make 2. One for self, one for home. The one for the home, you're going to do once a week. Of all the corners of your house, once a week. Okay? And then the same day that you clear your house, you do a self-clearing. Okay? And the self-clearing that you would do would consist of Epsom salt, sea salt, baking soda, and you did just enough to make a paste, and Florida water cologne. Okay, and you would either make a paste and add it in your bath and stay in there 7 minutes, or you would make a paste and then you would scrub it on the in the shower from your shoulders down. So for sure, you guys need to do that once a week for the next. Everybody should do it weekly. I don't care. You should not only be when you get attuned. I live by that. Yeah. My daughter just came. She's like, "Look, I got you a bag of Himalayan salt." I'm like, "Yay!" I was running low. So we have it in the shower. We have it in the shower. The bag of Dr. Teal's Himalayan Epsom salt, it's in the shower, like soap. We do.
That's what we do.
We do. And just make it part of your hygiene, you know? We shower our physical body, shower your spirit body. Come on, let's go. It's stinky. We got to get it clean. It's a reminder. Oh, I got to do it. Oh, it's right here in the shower. Let me grab it. And so once a week for 3 weeks, especially, you should do it all week, but especially after a lot of healing that you guys endured today. Any attunements or anything like that, definitely I call it the 21-day cleanse, because it takes about 21 days for you to get used to your new apartment. I like to say your new energetic apartment. It's like you moving into a new apartment and getting used to the space. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why I call it the 21-day cleanse. So weekly home clearing, weekly self-clearing, and daily self-mist. Okay. Now, another cool mist that you can do, which I really like, is let's say that you attune the waters. So you did one of these for the root chakra, and then you poured it in a container, and then you did it for the sacral, and then you poured it in a container, right? Or you did gallons. Let's say you have 7 gallons of water, and one was for each chakra. You could take the spray bottle, and you could put a little bit of the root chakra water, the sacral chakra water, the solar chakra water, all the way up to, right, all of your chakras that were tuned to that frequency. Add it to the water bottle, and then add drops of oils pertaining to each chakra within that water bottle, and one little stone of each pertaining to each chakra in that water bottle, and voila, you have your chakra mist. Okay, cool. You could do it individually if you just wanted to fill this up with root chakra water, the stone, and the oil. Voila, then you have your root chakra mist. So on the day that you're working on your root chakra, you just spray the mist, or you could do one for all of them. It's up to you. If you don't have the crystal, that's fine. Get regular water and attune it, and add a little bit of your favorite cologne into it. It's attuned to the frequency anyways, so you don't have to spend money. This water bottle is like $1. Make sense, everybody?
Yeah.
So does anybody have any questions? Does anybody feel that you wanted me to cover something that I didn't cover today?
No, I think it was awesome.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much.
I think it was awesome too. Thank you.
I think it was I think it was amazing.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Very well done.
I was just thinking, it's a workshop. I'm always on Facebook. I'm always saying the basic things. You know, I said, give me something that I did in the past, or what people need now with the now, and this is what I got. So I'm gonna type this up and I'll send it to you guys. Already. That way you guys have it and you know won't forget. And I appreciate your trust in me. I'm excited that you guys will be working with the archangels. I'm excited that you'll be working with the Violet Flame. It's an amazing tool that we have, and it's free. There's a lot of books on it, guys. There's a lot of YouTubes on it. You can use it for many different things beyond of what I've even told you guys. Okay?
Excellent. Excellent. And I want to watch the recording again, because I think that watching it a second time, I'm even going to pick up more stuff than I did.
Sure. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
And again, I channeled these exercises. I had no idea that I was gonna at all. I've never done them before. I never did the golden white, the one with the archangels. I never did that.
That was cool.
That was amazing. And I was gone. When we got to the heart chakra, I do not know where I went, but I just was gone.
Yeah. So, and now there's going to be soul integration going on. You guys call back a little bit of your soul that you guys lost. And I've never done it. I did it before, but I call back your soul fragment for your soul and put it in your heart. But I never did it like every chakra. So please keep me posted, guys, and let me know how it goes. This recording is going to be offered to people that want to purchase it, you know, for if they couldn't join, especially for international groups. So I'll ask them to tell me a little bit of the feedback, guys, and you guys tell me, because this was new to me. So I want to know what they're doing with you guys. I know that sounds funny, but what did they do? I never did it, therefore I didn't get feedback, but I used each element within the exercise, so I believe in it. But I never broke it down like that, like a soul. It was like a soul retrieval, but based on each chakra, which was quite interesting, because each chakra obviously is associated, right, within the spirit body, but then it's also affecting the physical body. So that's brilliant. They're brilliant. They're freaking awesome. I'm telling you guys.
Yeah, I can tell you for sure that it definitely puts you in a different space. Because when I came back, my eyes were still in that fog space, and I'm very energetically sensitive anyways, but I could definitely feel a difference. Definitely.
I'm excited.
So I don't know what they brought back or took away, but it was there.
I love it. Okay, and then since you guys have done it, you could use these tools. You could use them on yourself. You could use them on other people too in your practices. Okay, I'll get it typed up because they gave it to us for a reason. So I thank each and every one of you guys for your trust in me. I'm happy that you guys benefited from the workshop. And for those of you guys that are brand new, you know, thank you for being here, and know that it is a wonderful and beautiful experience to be able to receive, trust, and give. And I hope that you guys can continue to do this as well yourself. So I would be very interested in seeing what you guys get when you teach this way, or when you bring this to your clients. So please don't be afraid to do it. Just do it. You will not be disappointed. Just like Spirit's always there, our guides are always there, those higher light beings are always there. They're never going to lose an opportunity to help or heal people, as they demonstrated today, and they demonstrate always, 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 always. So again, thank you very much. Many blessings to you guys, and I'll get this typed up for you guys today, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.